Hey guys, the black carpet is back, and we are back for season 2, and we had to do it big. I'm not even going to get into what we've been doing over the quarantine. Hopefully everybody's been safe. Hopefully you're getting your vaccine if you're doing that. Albie, what's been going on, man? Since we ended season 1, what's been going on?
I finally got a job. I'm working for an overseas combine. Also a league that is going to be in Cape Verde, first league ever. So I'm excited. My parents are from there. We're drafting 20 Americans. The rest are from there. So I'm excited, getting busy.
All right. That's what's up, man. So make sure you take these black carpet skills when you interviewing those players and doing your thing overseas. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you over here from the black carpet family.
Congrats.
Big shout out. Congrats. There you go. But of course, when we start season 2, we got to do it big. We got to do it huge. We're starting off with a bang. Friend of the show, family of the show, NFL analyst, of course, Super Bowl champion, ESPN NFL analyst. Let me get that right. Mr. Ryan Clark is here on the show to go ahead and recap this draft that's been crazy, Ryan, man. So first of all, I just want to get your takes on what you saw last night. I thought it was one of the more exciting drafts that I've seen in a while. What are your takes on this draft, brother?
Well, yeah, I think it was exciting, obviously, because we didn't know what was going to happen at 3. You didn't necessarily know what the San Francisco 49ers were going to do, but they did the exciting thing, right? The 49ers draft Mac Jones, and that's saltine crackers, you know what I'm saying? But you go ahead and you draft Trey Lance. Now we got Oreos. Now we got chocolate chip cookies. Now we got some Reese's. You know what I mean? It added some flavor to it, some sugar to it, because now things started to move, right? Kyle Pitts goes, and then the Bengals make a decision that they're going to go Jamar Chase instead of Penei Sewell. So then if you're Miami, you're deciding between Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddle. And so I thought once that third pick was made, that was when the draft truly started. And then you had to figure out where we were going to see Justin Fields go. And, Chicago jumps up and comes in, and they're like, hey, look, like we see the skills, we see the speed, the size, the arm strength. That's the type of guy, if I'm Ryan Pace, hold on, he might save my job. This morning we were talking about it, and L. Duncan called them Captain Sable organization. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what they were asking Justin Fields to do. And so when you look at it as a whole, man, I thought it was a good draft. I thought it was fun, which it isn't always fun, right? When things kind of happen how we expect them to go, it's boring. Like the NFL is so slick, y'all. They've tricked us into thinking that junk's entertaining. It's really not. In truth, what they did was take recess and they say, okay, Al, you're a captain. DJ, you're a captain, and y'all go pick your teams, and we're going to film it, and y'all watch it. That's what's happening. But when you have the things happen like this last night, it makes it a lot more fun.
Amazing. So I want to get back to the big question in the room that we had with San Francisco. So when San Francisco picked Trey Lance, did you even have an inkling as an insider? They were so quiet about it. I want to know, when did the phone start buzzing when you saw this pick, and did you have an idea?
No, I mean, yeah, we knew that. So that morning at about 8:30, Todd McShay released his last mock draft. And in that last mock draft, Trey Lance went 3rd to San Francisco. Like these dudes, the McShays, the Kuipers, they don't do their mock draft based on what they or how they view the guys, even though that's how they do their rankings, they do their scouting, they do their draft based off of the information they're getting from these teams. And so when it's been Mac Jones from the beginning, and then all of a sudden Todd McShay has him going 3rd, you perk up like, oh, that's real, right? That's information. That's not scouting or evaluating. And then you start to hear Adam Schefter say, when they moved up initially, it was about Mac Jones, but Trey Lance has closed the gap. And what sealed it for me was the betting odds. Bro, listen, they don't get it wrong a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like they're pretty dead on with that. And when Trey Lance became the favorite at Caesars Sportsbook, I was like, oh yeah, that's who they drafted. And and it turned out to be that was true.
Man, wow. So I wanted to know what the whole trailer. I know Albie's gonna get in here. I was just a little geeked out about this pick. I just want to know from Ryan right now, with what you know about Trey Lance, is Trey Lance gonna be Mr. Save a franchise in San Francisco?
He don't have to be.
You know, is this a good pick future wise? What do you think about this long term?
Right. And so I think when people thought it was Mac Jones, they were doing their best to convince themselves that that was the right pick to make because of intellect. Right. That's what they were selling us on. The other experts, not me, because I didn't think he should have been third overall. Okay. But the other experts are saying he's so smart. He processes all of these things, right? Throughout the draft process or throughout the evaluation process, Trey Lance began to be the smart quarterback, right? He began, they started to see that he was the most intelligent quarterback, or that he processed and he learned a certain way. And then so once those things were even or even close to even with Mac Jones, then you realize, all right, this dude's 6'4", he's 230, has a cannon for an arm. He's dual threat. He not only knows how to run around people, but he runs through folks. In 318 passes in college, he only had 1 interception. And when you have all those things go together, you say, you know what? This is the dude for me. Now think about what the Shanahan tree has done as far back to John Elway, right? Like all they do is have successful quarterbacks. Go back to RG3's rookie year, Matt Ryan's MVP year, Jimmy G's success in San Francisco, and also like dudes who suck in San Francisco, who weren't very good players, have good numbers, even if the team's not winning. And so I think when you look at Trey Lance and his opportunity, many people thought that the number 3 slot was the sweet spot for anybody, any quarterback drafted, because of the talent they have there offensively and the greatness of Kyle Shanahan, the play caller.
All right, so we're going to see.
So, Ryan, I know you're big on the SEC because you graduated from LSU. How do you feel about Alabama having 6 first drafts and you guys only had 1?
Ooh. Oh, I don't mind. You know what? I think last year LSU had what? They had 4 or you know, I think they had 4 last year or 3. I can't remember. Justin, Joe, Clyde.
He clapping back, Albie. He clapping back.
No, but you know what? No. You know what? I'm not. So you think about this, right? This is the first time since the U had it in, I think, 04, right? But so then you have to look at their team. You have to look at how good this team was. You had a Heisman Trophy winner. You had Mac Jones, who won all the awards for quarterback. Leatherwood, who's the tackle that went to Las Vegas, probably went early, but many people thought Barmore, who was the D tackle, was going to go. So you expected 5 or 6 Alabama Crimson Tide to be drafted, and they should have been. Like those are all really good players. But isn't that what's supposed to happen when you recruit 5 stars, right? When the players you recruit are the best players in the country, when your coach is one of the best developers of players in the country, and then you have the competition of them against each other every day at practice for 3 years. And so that's the success that Alabama has created. And, you know, in former drafts or in drafts previous, when coaches and everybody could be there, the only person that hugs more first rounders than Roger Goodell is Nick Saban. You know, and so Nick Saban was my college coach. I understand the way he sets you up to be a professional. And good for those dudes. And, you know, what I'm more concerned about is that 2 of the top 3 receivers are from Louisiana. That's what matters to me. Okay. Alabama could claim 6, but Devonta right here from A-Meat. He's from up the street. You know what I'm saying? So don't trip. Louisiana's still in there.
Louisiana's still in his thing. I hear you. So speaking about that whole Alabama bubble and the greatness that comes out of there was a certain wide receiver that for some reason that won the Heisman Trophy, was killing it all his career in college, and I feel somewhat slipped to 10. Does Ryan Clark, our NFL insider, feel that Devonta slipped? Did his workout and his size affect him? What do you think, man?
He didn't get to work out. What's so crazy is we talked about people slipping to 10. You know what I mean? like Randy Moss wasn't drafted at 10. And so when you speak about it that way, it sounds bad. But we also have to remember that he was the third wide receiver taken. Jamar Chase was the Biletnikoff winner the year before, and Devontae and Jalen were in school at Alabama. And Jamar Chase was actually on the same team with Justin Jefferson, who breaks a rookie record. And he had 1,700 yards, 84 catches, 20 touchdowns. And what we also have to remember about Jamar is he played against C.J. Henderson, right, who last year was the Jacksonville Jaguars' #1 corner. He was fricassee fried French toast, right? And then he played against A.J. Terrell, who was the Atlanta Falcons' #1 corner, right? He was hibachi, right? Shrimp, steak, any way you want it. He ate his face too. Then you go back to Trevon Diggs, who's #1 corner in Dallas, right? Against Alabama. Yeah, he was taking peanuts off of his head too. And so when you really think about Jamar Chase, he's supposed to go 1. Now let's talk about Jalen Waddle, right? So that would be the thing. Why take Jalen Waddle over Devonta Smith if you're the Dolphins?
That's what I was going to ask you, brother. I'm a Dolphin fan. I just really want to say what.
Right, so
that's where I was really, but for that.
So think about this. Jalen Waddle in college had 17 touchdowns, right? On those 17 touchdowns, the average length of touchdown was 44 yards.
Oh.
So think about this. Every time he scored a touchdown, it was basically half the field.
That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? And so when he gets injured last year, he has 13 less opportunities than Devonta Smith, but only 70 less yards. And so I want you to think of Tyreek Hill and the fear that he strikes in people, right? Like when you play Tyreek Hill, you know, those are weeks where, you know, you tell your wife, say, boo, y'all really ain't got to come to the game this week. You know, you say if you got a son that really loves football, you're like, you know what, son, I was thinking about it, and you need to focus more on your books. You know, I want you to take Sunday from 1 o'clock to 4 and study. Don't worry about watching the game. Dad's gonna be all right. You know, and so I think when you've seen the success that he's had in Kansas City, and you think about some of the other pieces, whether it's the Gesicki's and the Parkers and the different pieces you already have in Miami, I think adding that explosiveness was very important to Brian Flores and Greer.
You know, Albie's the resident Patriots fan here. Did Belichick pick up his franchise quarterback?
He picked up his guy for sure, right? Like
he always
what the Patriots are going for is, like, that's familiar to them, right? Mac Jones, incredibly accurate, extremely smart, a leader, understands how to play quarterback from the pocket. So think back to mid 2000s or 2010, around that time, when it was a lot of 2 tight ends, because you had, you know, Hernandez and you had Gronkowski, right? The 12 personnel. Like now you got Jonnu Smith and you have Hunter Henry. You add Aguilar on the outside. You also have Kendrick Bourne. And that was that. And now you have a quarterback who, because he played at Alabama, is used to spreading the football around. Now, is it going to be pretty? Are we going to enjoy watching Mac Jones, who kind of already has the body of a 40-year-old quarterback running around? Absolutely not.
Stop. No.
But Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick understand how to win with someone like him, with the opt-outs coming back on defense, with signing Judon, Jalen Mills, and a lot of these different auxiliary pieces. You know, this team could be good again, even if it's not a championship.
There you go, Albie. There goes Ryan's take on your Pats this year.
Woo! First of all, we'll see.
All right.
So let's step away from the draft. Ryan, obviously the elephant in the room is Aaron Rodgers. Do you think he will be playing with the Packers next season, or do you think we're going to find him on Jeopardy?
I don't know. He's excellent on Jeopardy, first off.
He is.
Yeah, he really is.
Really, really. You know, DJ Jen and Al, like, he was really, really good. I don't think he plays for the Packers again, though, because I think this is personal. I don't think this is business. And once it becomes extremely personal, that means business can't fix it.
Right.
And the Green Bay Packers are publicly owned, right? So they don't have one owner with a checkbook or with a post on the team that can say, as for this team, this ownership, this is how we feel about you. Don't worry about Brian Gutekunst and how he drafts. Don't worry about LaFleur and how he coaches. I'm telling you, I write the checks. My name is on top of the checks. You're my guy. They can't do nothing to you. I won't allow them to. They don't have that guy, right? Because that's that personal touch you need. And the people who have done the business, he feels like those people haven't valued him. And so in that case, it's usually big bank take little bank, but Aaron Rodgers' bank, being that he only has to support one or two with his new actress, fiance, he's good.
Right.
And so sitting at home doesn't hurt Aaron Rodgers. And so if you're the Green Bay Packers, now you have to look at it and say, okay, do I want to make a choice to say, okay, I'm going to have Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love on the roster because I won't let Aaron Rodgers go somewhere else. And I think if Aaron Rodgers is dug into his feelings, and this is something that is really important to him, we've seen the green 12 for the last time.
Man, so I just want to know, I know it's very new and you probably can't speculate, but I know Ryan always thinking about these things. What are the top three teams that you, if he leaves, do you even see Aaron Rodgers playing?
Denver Broncos number one. Last night, Denver Broncos had an opportunity with two quarterbacks there and they passed on him. So clearly they know something we don't know, and so I feel like the Denver Broncos would be a team that I think would be great for him to go to. And now, if you look at the rest of the league, he spoke about the San Francisco 49ers, that goes away. He spoke about the Los Angeles Rams, that goes away. Think about the New Orleans Saints, though, right? A team who is moving on from Drew Brees, and now you have Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston, a team that's built offensively to win with Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, right? And so now,
you think you want that Tom Brady smoke?
You had Aaron Rodgers over there. I mean, you don't run from the smoke. The other smoke on the other side is named Patrick.
It's true,
right? Like there's just nowhere to run. Their stars everywhere, and so I just think that would be another spot that makes sense and that needs a quarterback that may have an opportunity to win. So I haven't really thought so much about number three, but those would be my top two teams.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you're here dressed to impress, but me being a sneakerhead, Jalen Waddles, his fit yesterday was insane. Could he outdress you, Ryan Clark?
Oh, it was kind of crazy. It was nice.
No, his suit was nice. His suit was something you can wear when you're 21. Right?
And his sneakers too, right?
Well, no, I wear I really brought that to ESPN, like the sneaker thing, right? I would wear suits and wear sneakers all the time. But the totally different color lapel and the sunglasses and some of those things I can't do. And so I think it all depends on who's looking at the suit, right?
But why not? Like, can you not because of your age or because you just can't pull it off anymore?
Ooh.
I mean, it's not about I can pull off anything I want to pull off. But the other piece of it is when you could truly dress, right? When you understand fashion, it's not about understanding fashion, it's about understanding your fashion.
Right.
Right? It's about understanding your comfort. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be comfortable with all that on. With one lapel this color, another thing this color. Like, I like to do it my way, and I'm comfortable doing that. But I thought Jalen was clean. I thought Jamar was clean.
Chase, yeah.
I love what Pat Surtain wore. If you looked at Michael Parsons was clean, just on some real subtle turtleneck, solid suit stuff. And so I was proud of all those boys, man.
I love
because it's an important night, and those pictures last forever. And I know I sometimes look back at some old pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what were you thinking, Ryan?
Do you feel like he'll look back and be like, what was I thinking when he hits your age?
No, because I think he'll understand where he was at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
Like sometimes
it's a whole age, it's a whole Instagram age, all that, man.
Yeah, you know, like once I understand, like I look at some of those pictures and some of my throwback jerseys, and I'm like, yeah, those pants were a 40 and I was a 34, but I was clean though.
You
But
were
listen,
clean. That was the era.
no, but
Yeah.
back in the day, like Ryan, you guys didn't have social media like that, so we can't even look back at what you wore on your draft day, really, like we can to them now. So,
Well, on my draft day, I was at my son's first birthday party because I wasn't getting drafted, so I wasn't tripping anyway.
That's what I actually leading into that. I mean, obviously you're Super Bowl champion, but you did go undrafted. I know a lot of people this week, a lot of NFL veterans and those retired are given their NFL draft story, but obviously you have an unusual path to the NFL. I think, can you give the Black Carpet family, how did that go? Obviously watching the draft and then getting called probably later. Tell that story being an undrafted.
I didn't really watch it.
Didn't watch it?
I didn't really watch it. No, it was, you know, it was on the TV, but I was just around. And you know, your phone will start to ring toward the end, and some people be like, "Well, we're thinking about it here late in the rounds," and then others will say, you know, if you don't get drafted, we'll look towards, you know, signing you as an undrafted free agent. The only offers I had or phone calls I got were New Orleans and the Giants. And by the time I had gotten off the phone with my agent, it ended up only being the Giants. And so God kind of worked it out that I didn't have but one choice. And sometimes that's good, right? Because if you have a multiple choices and you go somewhere and you get cut, it's always going to be like, man, maybe I should have went to such and such, or maybe I should have went to wherever. And you know, I just remember getting into camp and being in OTAs and them not necessarily knowing a lot about me or loving me, and leaving the first rookie camp and like coaches really liking me and saying I could play multiple positions, and I make the team that year. I make it the next year, and you know the story from there. It's a winding road, but it ends up 13 years later, and it just shows like they don't always get it right. They get it right a lot of the times, but they don't always get it right.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought you had an amazing career, long career, and obviously now taking that career into what you're doing right now. So before we get out of here, every time we have Ryan on the show, Ryan has to give us a rant. He's one of the craziest ranters out here. So I just want Ryan to give us a rant about the NFL draft, the process, everything he saw, all the things that he didn't like, all everything, all the things that
I can
people
be
can't
honest,
say.
man.
One of Ryan's rants
really,
today.
Yeah, I don't really have a rant, man. I
don't got one.
Now, what's really crazy is like I'm not crazy about the draft, you know, and I don't know if it was because I wasn't drafted or because I know it doesn't mean as much as people always say, right? Because the 32 dudes that were drafted last night, there's nothing in the world that says that those dudes are going to be stars. They're going to be people drafted today that will be stars and some that won't. There'll be people drafted on the last day that'll be stars and some that won't. And there'll be people that we don't hear at all, right? Names not called at all. And they might end up on this show because they played 13 years in Pro Bowls and Super Bowls, and they play with greats like Sean Taylor and Troy Polamalu. And I think that's the beautiful thing about this weekend is as many dreams that are made, there are so many more that we think are broken that aren't.
Right.
And that's what I focus on is I'm not going to sit here and say just because this dude got drafted, he'll be great. I'm also not going to say he's not, because that we get to watch them play, right? We get to watch them grow. And so the one thing I will say about it is I love the fact that you get to see people realize dreams. You know, Kwity Paye got to say on TV to his mother, who escaped 2 wars, who worked multiple jobs her entire life, so he could have a chance at a normal life, not a life to do that, but a normal life. He got to tell her on TV, you don't have to work no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if he gets 100 sacks. He'll never have a moment in life that's better than that moment. And so to me, it's about understanding what these young men have put into getting where they are, but what the people around them had sacrificed in order for them to get it. And we focus so much on money and what it's going to mean to these teams and all of these other things. and we never focus on the sacrifice that it takes to be there. And so I think the draft, even though I'm not crazy about watching it, I think it is a beautiful thing to see so many people's lives change in a very short span of time because somebody wrote their name on a card.
Man, amazing part. Hey, Black Carpet family, there you have it. We got Ryan. He didn't give us a big rant, but he gave us a lot of gems, of course, as usual. We're going to have Ryan back possibly before the season starts to kind of get his takes on all that information, because all of the players will be settled in, and then he'll be able to. I don't want to ask him now, so we're going to go ahead and ask when he comes back. I want to ask you who you think your Super Bowl favorite or not.
It's too early.
It's too early. Way too early.
Maybe Tampa Bay today, though.
It'll be exactly. So we just want to say thank you again, Ryan Clark, for joining the Black Carpet, giving us on this draft review. We appreciate it, brother. And of course, we're always glad to have you, man.
All right, man. Y'all boys have a good one.